What's up, guys? So today I wanted to talk about something that really inspired me. As I was working outside, helping the community with water and car washes, I was talking to this lady that is an older lady, maybe mid-50s or something like that, a little bit heavy set. And as we were getting tons and tons and tons of cars driving through and loading 7 packs of water per each car. I mean, we must have seen 400 plus cars. And I see this lady and 5 other young guys, tall, stronger guys, but she's leading the whole team. And she's throwing these water packs, grabbing it, boom, 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 just like, not in a rush, but just, you could see that she was moving and she wasn't lagging at all. She was driving the pace of this effort. So we got to lunchtime and we're eating out there, and I decided I wanted to talk to her because I always get interested when I see people that are displaying some sort of internal motivation. Some people that are just seem like they're pushing. Why are people good at work, and what drives them, and what's going on in their mind, and how come some people are not like that? And there was a stark difference between the guys that were younger, had more physical ability, but yet she was doing more because of her motivation. So it's kind of an interesting thing whenever you're talking with the learning and development world. You have the skills, the KSAs, the knowledge, skills, and abilities. Well, in this particular case, so I talked to her and I said, hey, we just got into a conversation. I didn't ask her directly that question because it's not something that, even if you wanted to give me a straight answer, you would know how to give me a straight answer. It's something that you really kind of have to ask around to feel what her motivation for life and for work is. And we got to this little gold nugget, I call it, whenever I was talking to her. And we're talking about motivation, we're talking about, the cultures. And she said something along the lines of like, you only live once, or I think I said it. Somebody in the group said it. And she stopped and she said, no, I think that's wrong. I kind of chuckled a little bit because I always say it in a sarcastic way where you only live once. I also say, because of the occupational health and safety world, when people say that, the whole YOLO, you only live once, it's right before you're about to do something extremely dangerous and risky. So in my take has always been, you don't live once. I agree with that statement, but in more funny and sarcastic way, as in you only die once, is my the thing that I've said for a long time, to kind of remind people that yes, you're going to die. You only live once. Well, you could do that thing once and you could be dead once, just that one time. You could do it 100 times, but it only takes once to die. So I knew about that perspective. I didn't know her perspective behind it. So I kind of chuckled and I'm like, okay, yeah, I've heard this before. I say this a lot. But then what she hit me with right after that, it kind of stunned me. She said, you live every day, but you only die once. And I said, you only die once, you live every day, you live every day. And that hit me with like a ton of bricks. I said, wow, that is deep. Yes, you live every day. You literally do live every day. And every day, she says, every day you should treat it as if you're last, as if it's your last. And then she said, if you don't want to be here, and at that moment, I did not want to be there. I wanted to be sitting in my office working on some stuff that is urgent for me. And that it's going to help me do my work instead of, I feel like being there wasn't the best use of my time and my talent. But, she said, if you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. And that's so true, even for things that you don't like. Let's say some of the people that were working with us didn't want to be there, dragging around, just being there because you feel like you have to, but you don't have to be there. You are going to make that choice. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to go home and make this money that work is providing you with, but you literally don't have to be there. You don't have to be at your job right now. You get to be there. You don't have to be living this life. You get to live this life. You know, because that goes along with my thought process, which is when you think that life is horrible, what's the alternative? Death. Death is that with life, you have an ability to do something about it, and you get to live. You don't have to live. You get to live. You get to go to work. You get to experience these things. Just as much as you experience challenges, you're going to experience things that are going to be really good for you. You know, and it goes along this whole way of thinking of that you can't enjoy a rainbow without taking some rain. You can't enjoy a good sunny day without experiencing those thunderstorms. And when she said that, I said, yeah, that's right, man. You don't have to be here. You get to live it like it was your last day. And she added, I'm here because I want to be here. I'm here because I like to do things. I like to be active. I like to talk to people. And I said, wow. That kind of reminds me of whenever I hurt my back, and I had back surgery right before my son was born, and I was dragging my foot, and I couldn't walk, I couldn't exercise. I was in pain every single day. And it kind of also reminds me of the saying in Spanish, which is when the doctors tell you, at least the Spanish where I'm from in Nicaragua, and then also in Colombia where I worked before, they say when they tell you that you're in good health, they don't tell you you're in good health. They don't say in Spanish, estás en buena salud o tienes buena salud. A more appropriate response to that, or a more appropriate saying to that is, está gozando de buena salud. Está gozando de buena salud. He is enjoying good health. He's in the enjoyment or enjoying good health. And, you know, be like a literal translation of that seems silly, but it actually is very spot on, isn't it? You are enjoying good health. Right now you have both your limbs, both your feet. Then guess what? You're enjoying both your limbs and both your feet. If you don't have a respiratory disease, you're enjoying your lungs and your breathing. If you have both of your eyes, you're enjoying both of your vision, both your eyes from your vision from both of your eyes. Your ears are working. You're enjoying music. You're able to talk. You're able to understand speech. That stuff is not for granted. There's some people out there that don't have that. You're able to think. You're able to plan. You're able to do all these good things in your life. And we focus on just that one or two things that's not going our way. We focus on those things that are not going our way because we want to. In that same scenario, I'm sitting there in the sun. The sun is hitting me. I'm, sunburned. Well, I actually can't tell because I'm so dark, but yeah, I had a little tan. And I'm filling out a piece of paper for everybody that's getting water and getting the car washed because we want to keep track of it. And this wind is just unrelentless. The dust is like kind of kicking up, but the wind, like the paper's just flipping, and I'm just having to put it here because I'm holding the clipboard in one hand. I'm having to push it down with my elbow and then write down, because if I drop this, then my pen falls down. And I see myself getting irritated because there's too much wind. And I think, man, there's too much wind. But you know what? If there wasn't any wind at all, I'll be irritated because it's so hot and I can't even feel a breeze. And that's the type of thinking that I'm hoping that when I talk to these people, I get inspired and I get less and less of that type of thinking. Normally, I would consider myself a pretty positive person. But being positive when things are going well is one thing. Being positive in the face of things that are not your wanted outcomes. And I'm not gonna say negative because that's objective. That's subjective. That's not objective. Who knows if it's negative for me until you have enough time to weigh those things out. What's happening to you right now and you don't like, it's because it's not a wanted outcome. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's a negative thing for you. It might be exactly what you need. Even if it is a challenge, it might be exactly what you need to push you out of where you're at, to motivate you to do more, to motivate you to not accept what you have going on. And that's something to think about. Definitely don't accept things that you don't want to accept, because you only do live once, right? Or you live every day. You only die once. Don't accept those things. Change them. But then at the same time, don't be upset of things that are happening because they're not your wanted outcome. Because they might be exactly what you need. Things don't happen to you, they happen for you. And you don't live once. You don't only just live once, you live every day. So take those little nuggets, and I hope that you're able to reframe some of these things that are going on in your life so you could get in a state of mind that's more productive, more encouraging, and more resourceful, so that you can, if there are things that they need to be solved, you'll have your brain working in all 8 cylinders instead of stressed and focus on something that's not going to be able to help you. Instead of stressed and focusing on those 1 or 2 things out of a million things that are going well, you're focusing on those 1, 2 things that are not going your way. So God bless. Hope you guys have a good day.